Hello, divine creations, divine marvels, sons and daughters, children of God. Thank you so much for dropping by. What an interesting phrase, son of God. It's not something that Bruno, he spoke of himself and us as children of God. Of course, the phrase son of God appears in the Bible in many different contexts, and it has a lot of weight. I was pleasantly surprised to learn that in Hebrew culture back then, the expression "son of" didn't just mean like the biological or child of. It's also an expression to mean one who takes after. For example, um, if I was in ancient Palestine around the time Jesus was born and was living, and someone said, "Oh, oh, this guy, Arthur Truth, he is such a son of my dad's name was Arthur too, so we'll keep it his middle name. He is such a son of Paul." Now that not only would mean that, I am the biological child of Paul, my father, but it would also mean I take after him. I'm like him. Um, So Bruno said that we are children of God and that no matter how far down the bad path we go, all of us, we remain divine. That essence, there's something pure in us that is like God and is of God. So I start off almost all my gatherings saying this. Hello, divine creations. Hello, divine marvels. Hello, children of God. And I'm being playful and fun, but there's also a very deep idea here, and that Bruno pointed out often, that we take after our Father. Whether you think of Father, God as a father or a mother or both, or that's not so important, but we're the Bible says we were made in the image and likeness of God. Not that we are God, but that we are like God. Very simply, Bruno said, I call you to the great turnaround, to back to faith in God, back to the belief in the goodness of human beings. So back to the belief of the knowing that inside of all of us, there truly is something divine, something unspeakably sacred. In Indian culture, they have the expression namaste, which means the divine in me salutes the divine in you. It's a very beautiful way to start a conversation or start a connection. So, divine creations, divine marvels, children of God. Thank you so much for dropping by, those who are joined in live. Thank you to everyone watching this video. And let's take a moment and really take in. So if we are children of God, we know what our body, on a physical level, we know what our body needs, but what does our soul need? And what do we need as a soul? Bruno taught us that we're not a body, we're a soul. We've been given a body. In fact, he said a human being is a spirit, a soul, and a body. So what does our soul need? Well, Bruno said it very simply. Connection, link, union, communion with God. The German word he used was Verbindung. So let's reestablish, strengthen that link, that joining with God. It's very easy to do. Please sit with your legs uncrossed, feet flat on the floor, hands on your legs, palms facing upwards. Back in an upright, relaxed position. Not very stiff, but also not slouched over either. You want a nice, upright, relaxed posture. And then please close your eyes and think of something that makes you joyful. A fond memory, someone very beloved to you. And then begin to observe the body, having the will, the intention to take in good, healing energy. Having that intention while observing the body. Noticing what you feel. Handing over all burdens, all challenges, illnesses, worries, resentments to Bruno Groening or to God. Noticing what you feel. Taking in the good. Wanting the good. Bruno spoke of engaging our will to receive the good, be connected to the good. So, welcome everyone. Thank you. Thank you for joining in. Hi, Arcantor. So, who are we? What are we? Well, Bruno Groening said very simply, children of God. And I believe he meant that in the sense of that ancient Hebrew expression, meaning we take after. We're like our Maker. And he got a little, pardon, I'm looking for a quote. One moment. Yes. And then he got a little more specific. He said, well, a human being is a body, a soul, and a spirit. Well, what exactly does that mean? So I'm going to read a little bit. So this is from the book Powers of the Spirit, page 219. And I have to say, I think this is one of my all-time favorite things that Bruno Groening said. The soul can be compared to a wonderful, beautiful flower, about the size of my open palm. When a person wants what is good, their soul then opens just like a satellite dish, and the divine energy streams into it fully. But if a person takes up just a single bad thought, then their soul shuts itself up at once and the connection to God is interrupted. The soul is therefore the receiving device for the healing stream. A good will opens the mirror of the soul and the power can flow. But it will not let in even the tiniest bad feeling because it will shut itself up as quick as lightning. So the soul is where the divine spark is located in human beings, to which no evil can gain access. It is for this reason I'm always saying, in this world there are no bad people from a spiritual point of view, but only people with bad habits. Wow. This paragraph is one of the most profound spiritual things I feel that I've ever read, and I love it. So, so we're gonna put aside body for now and talk about. Thanks, Heather. It's my all-time fave. Hi, Kay. Hello. All-time favorite thing that I think Bruno ever said. So, so we're gonna put body aside, and just in terms of the body, Bruno. Well, let's speak for a moment that the body, we're not the body. The body is a gift to us from God, and how important it is to take care of the body, and that the body needs this divine energy we're taking in. Now, the soul. Again, Bruno doesn't spin like esoteric, complicated theories, you know? He just, in essence, says the soul is the receiving device for this energy. We can really liken it to a satellite dish, he says, or a radio antenna, another analogy he used. However, the soul is inherently pure. Or he says, well, he says what he says is the soul will shut itself up if even the tiniest bad feeling, and I assume that also means negative thought. He said the soul is where the divine spark is located in human beings, to which no evil can gain access. So I believe that this, what he says here, divine spark, is what he meant when he said by spirit, saying that a human being is a body, a soul, and a spirit. And the spirit, I think, what he's referring to is this divine spark, this pure goodness that's inside of our soul, to which the soul will not allow any evil to have access to. So that's my understanding of what Bruno Groening taught about who and what we are. And if anyone else has any other specific quotes of Bruno Groening's about the spirit, or the spirit or divine spark or the soul, please do share them. He said a few very strong things, but I'm not aware of him really elaborating much. So if you have more, please type them in the comments section after this video is done, because, or you can type them now, but please also do it then so that others can read and enjoy. So let's just follow the simple directions. Bruno said, a good will opens the soul to fully receive the healing stream. So let's have the will for the good, the intention, the desire, the intention, and open up. Well, we just have to have the will. And then he said, a good will opens the mirror of the soul and the power can flow. He said, when a person wants what is good, their soul then opens just like a satellite dish, and the divine energy can stream into it fully. So let's just want the good, and let's engage our goodwill as we observe the body. taking in the good, having the will to good, the will to do good and receive good. Taking in the good, wanting the good. Recognizing that from a spiritual point of view, there's no such thing as a bad person. That includes us and everyone else. As Bruno said, but only people with bad habits. Oh, let me just read the whole quote. It's for this reason that I'm always saying, in the world, there are no bad people from a spiritual point of view, but only people with bad habits. So, who are we? What are we? Well, a body, a soul, and a spirit, according to Bruno Groening. Here in this body, and this hence this soul, we're landed here on this planet. We're here on Earth, where good and where there's all sorts of beauty and good, and there's all sorts of evil and nastiness. So, what are we going to do with the rest of our day? Well, I think Bruno calls us to stay connected to God, maintain faith in God, and go out and do good things to help ourselves by freeing ourselves from evil and then go to help others free themselves. Hmm. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining in. To anyone who's new to this channel, you can find out more information about this topic on my website, www.thehealingstream.org. And, and I currently am doing these broadcasts a couple of times a day. So feel free to subscribe to this channel or check back to see when the next one is. So once again, let's engage our goodwill, which will open the mirror of the soul so that the power can flow. Let's take in this good energy and let's ask, dear God, dear Bruno, please, please, for all the efforts of all the people, all the different organizations to spread the work of Bruno Groening here on this planet, let's ask. And dear God, dear Bruno, please, for all the friends of Bruno Groening, anyone who's heard the name Bruno Groening and feels a draw to this path, let's ask. And anyone and everyone who's striving for the good, let's ask. Let's ask for all those who feel hopeless and all those who aren't even striving for the good, who don't even believe in the good anymore, or just lost hope. Let's ask. I'd like to thank everyone for joining in. We'll be doing this again real soon. I'm very grateful to each one of you, you divine sparks, you divine souls, living in these very sacred gifts from God. Thank you so much for joining in. You divine creation, you divine marvel, you child of God. You're so welcome, serene within. Thanks to all, peace to all, light to all, love to all, and a beautiful day to all.